Welcome in, you guys. All right, so I just felt it was necessary to tap into this energy today. Here we are on July 21st. We experienced the full moon in Capricorn today. We had ingressed into the moon in Aquarius early morning. All right, definitely a lot of positive transits that happened today. We had Venus in Leo that sextiled over to Jupiter in Gemini. We had Mercury that is in Leo that squared over to Uranus in Taurus. All right, we had experienced the energy of the Sun in Cancer, trined over to Neptune in Pisces at its last degrees, right? 29 degrees at a very critical point. And then here we are doing this reading at the planetary hour of Mercury at 11:48 p.m. And we are currently experiencing the energy of Mars in Gemini, trining over to Pluto in Aquarius. All right, so it's a very heavy intellectual movement right now. So I figured I would jump on, being that I'm in Aquarius and the moon is in my sign. All right, full moon being in Capricorn is given a very heightened type of subconscious state today. All right, with this energy. So let's talk about what the full moon represents. It's a period of excess when everything in nature brims over emotions, psychic energies, psychological activities, right? Everything is like pretty much at its maximum. So it's an increased time of like creativity. Obviously, where the moon is currently right now, there's an increase in knowledge. Okay. The need to communicate with things like that. A heavy sense of freedom and independence. And then obviously anything pertaining to studies, okay, scientific pursuits, anything innovative, that's Aquarius's energy. All right. What else did I want to go over with you guys? This current transit that I'm in right now with Mars that is trining over to Pluto, these two planets pretty much rule over Scorpio's energy. Where does Scorpio rule in Aquarius' chart? It is the 10th house. The 10th house is career, right? It's your divine life purpose there. It's your public image. It's your reputation. All right. So we're looking at these energies, Mars being in Gemini in the fifth house, having to do with, creative projects, if it has anything to do with self-expressiveness, tapping into the energy of love, obviously. And then we have Pluto that is in our sign retrograde. All right. And it's kind of bringing back this sense of transformative energies. It's going to tap back into Capricorn come September 1st. All right. So we have like a month left with where we are, about a month and a week and a half left with Pluto in Aquarius. And then it'll leave us for about, I want to say about 3 months. It's going to come back November 19th into Aquarius again. All right. So there's this transformative energy for Aquarius right now, and we've been tapping into the subconscious pretty much ever since we tapped into this full moon in Capricorn. It's been really heavy. How you guys doing? Welcome in. All right. But that's what I'm looking at right now. All right. We've got Mars in an intellectual sign. We've got Pluto, obviously, in our intellectual sign. And Mars and Pluto both rule the sign of Scorpio. And once again, for Aquarius, it's going to be the 10th house. So I feel like it has a heavy focus on your career right now. All right. Welcome in, you guys. Let's talk about what is going on and what's happening. Just most recently in the energy and where I am right now, the moon in Aquarius had sextiled over to the North Node in Aries. Aries is going to be Aquarius's third house. Okay. So it has a lot to do with communication. So today must have been like a really expansive day for love, for communication, for research projects, study groups, that type of thing. All right. And then stepping into tomorrow, we have the sun moving into Leo, which is the seventh house for Aquarius. All right. There's going to be a highlight on the house of relationships, partnerships, contracts. All right. So tomorrow's energy, what I'm looking at is going to be the moon that is going to oppose the energy of Venus. And Venus is also in Leo. We're going to see the sextile over to Chiron, which is all about healing. So if there's anything that you need to do pertaining to having communication with someone of significance, it could be really, really good. Chiron is sitting in the third house. It has a lot to do with siblings. It has a lot to do with people in your local community. Um, just overall speaking your truth about something. We're also going to see the moon that's going to trine over to Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter is an expansion of energy. All right, so we're looking at pertaining to your fifth house. If you're doing anything creative, self-expressive, maybe you're releasing some sort of project that's meant to gain attention. I don't know if you run a study group or something like that where you're going to be the spokesperson. All right, fifth house can speak about grabbing the attention of those that you are teaching. Okay, that's what I'm kind of getting from this as well. I'm seeing where there is going to be, what is this? Mars quintile Saturn. All right. Mars being in Gemini, Saturn being in Pisces, both mutable energies. Here we're looking at getting creative, taking action, but also being very structured. It gives a very masculine energy to the vibe with that specific transit, because Mars obviously is the ruler of the um, the 10th house, and then Saturn being the ruler obviously to us Aquarians, as well as the 12th house. So subconsciously getting involved, getting creative, all right, utilizing our imagination. Um, that could be of significance tomorrow as well. All right, and we have to remember the sun is stepping in at 3:45 a.m. in the sign of Leo. So this is going to be all pertaining to contracts. If it's partnerships, if it's pertaining to relationships and things like that. Pay attention to your dreams. They could be heightened at this time as well. All right. So I'm seeing from today's energy being heavily focused, possibly even in the home environment, with the trine happening to Uranus that is in the fourth house. All right, with Mercury that squared over to Uranus in the fourth house. That would have been like fourth house, seventh house energy. There could have been some sort of like tension in between a partner, whatever it may have been. But that was more so early morning. The energy has now shifted. We did see the conjunction of Pluto and the Moon previously, all right, within the last few hours. So let's just see what comes out in this reading. I'm going to be pulling from the wisdom of the Oracle. I have the energy deck here, guides of the hidden realms. I have my tea leaf, and I also have tarot out here. All right, so let's see what's happening. Let's see. There may be people disagreeing with what it is that you're communicating about today. There could be like lots of challenges, lots of competition out with whatever it is that you do pertaining to business. It's kind of giving me like a business travel, business communication, that type of thing. All right. I don't know what that's about, but you could definitely have a lot of people that is working against you right now, because normally that's what happens anytime you're in the spotlight for something. It causes challenges for other people. You know, it kind of feels where as though those that aren't in agreement with you want to steal your shine. That's what it is. All right, let's see. So a sincere wish will be granted, it says, with the needle and thread card here. Let's see what this is all about. It says perseverance, or persevere and you will overcome a problem. Got the camel card here. And then we have the funnel card, a period of frustration and lessons to be learned. All right, so this is something you could be going through today, possibly coming up in the near future, or possibly back in June when the full moon in Capricorn started. So the second Capricorn moon happened today, the 21st. The last one was the 21st of June. And both of these full moons were heavily focused on your 12th house. All right, so 12th house normally brings in a sense of imprisonment. It's like illness, has a lot to do with the subconscious state. All right, so you could have been feeling more so um, really heavily focused on overthinking things. All right, trying to understand your feelings, how you can get more so creative, utilizing the energy of your imagination. All right, so if you chose to do things, then maybe you have others that aren't agreeing with the road that you're on right now. But the more that you persevere, whatever you wish for will be coming true. Okay. It's like more so having to manifest. That's kind of what it's giving. All right, let's see what comes out for the wisdom of the oracle here. All right, I see you being loyal and devoted to something. All right, this could be a lover, this could be a creative project, whatever they might be. All right, yeah, chaos and conflict. All right, so the tension of opposites is actually coming up as well. So here we are, right? Moon in Aquarius, Sun stepping into Leo tomorrow. Number one, that's an opposition. All right, we've got Venus and we also have Mercury in the sign of Leo, which with the Moon in Aquarius is in opposition. So Venus is of love, is of creativity. It has a lot to do with finances. Although these aren't in personal placements in those specific houses, but this is what they represent. So it could be challenging with like your finances right now, your beauty, whatever it may be for you guys. All right. Communication can feel off a little bit. Obviously, we're in this pre-shadow phase with Mercury going retrograde on August 5th. Right. We're already feeling those energies. I've been talking and I'm like, I can't talk right. So this is something that can be coming up at this time. All right. If it doesn't feel tense, it will be. Okay. Because we're obviously here stepping into fixed energy this month heavily with personal planets. Not only that, but um, we have Pallas that is in Scorpio. We've got Uranus that is in Taurus. All right. And then we've got Pluto that's retrograde in Aquarius. We've got Venus and Mercury in Leo. And then the sun steps in tomorrow. So heavy fixed energy overall. And then we've got this full moon in Aquarius coming up August 19th. All right. So it's going to be getting a little bit tense here with the fixed signs. Let's see. I feel like now it's going to be time to start taking action towards something. All right, I feel like something unexpected might come through here. Interesting, as I say fixed energy, I'm thinking of the major arcanas and what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing the number 10 and the 17th, or the 17th card. All right, so that's the star card energy, which is ruled by Aquarius. And then we're also seeing the Wheel of Fortune. All right, typically ruled by the energy of Jupiter, but it's all pertaining to fixed energies. Okay, so that's going to be Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius. Time to take action towards something. Let's see what the guides want to say here. I don't know if others are out there that are feeling discontent and bored right now, not sure in what direction they want to head in. All right, if it becomes challenging, in what direction you need to take action in. All right, if there's a specific person that you need to speak to. All right, just remain loyal and dedicated to what you've been already working on. Right now is not a good time to start anything brand new. Interesting, as I said, the Wheel of Fortune here at the bottom of the deck. All right. Let's see. It says a way out of the weeds, number 37 on this card. It says a clear way out, multitasking and getting organized could be of significance for you guys right now. All right. Seeing heavily on the energy of the solar plexus and the heart chakras. All right. With the heavy yellow and green overall, even in this reading here, in these cards. I feel like you're trying to overcome something. That's for sure, because it's here with the camel card. You're definitely trying to overcome something. Whether it's in love, a creative project, right? Feeling like you've been working on something really, really hard. Maybe it's a lesson that needs to be learned. That's what I have here. Right. And all the chaos and the conflict, obviously, tension brings in the energy of a star, right? Or should I say a diamond? Let's say 37. It says a way out of the weeds. This is an end to struggle, getting organized and letting go of overwhelming and distracting energies. A clear way out, stuck in the mud, confusion, loss, and the negative effects of multitasking. So you think about Gemini's energy. You have to multitask, right? Especially if you are doing anything pertaining to your hands right now. Right? Gemini rules the hands. All right, so we've got Mars in Gemini. We've got Jupiter in Gemini. All right, and Gemini being an intellectual sign, it's almost like if you have to use your mind and use your hands at the same time. Okay, think about that. Says some days you feel confused and stuck, like you're in a marsh, lost in the weeds. There's no way out in sight, and you can't break free of this predicament. Struggling and pushing, however, will get you nowhere. You must do the opposite of what you want to do. Relax instead. Can you remember your partnership with spirit and ask for divine help? Pray for clarity and the weeds to part. If you could stand up and see from a higher perspective, you would notice things that you've missed while struggling down in the weeds. The big picture is where you need to place your attention now. Don't let yourself get trapped in the mud and weeds of other people's drama and gossip either. Spirit knows the way out. If you trust the path, you will be shown the way. Keep your head high and then take it one step at a time. All right, so there is a reverse side to this card here. It says, don't get so caught up in the minutiae of life that you lose sight of the bigger picture. Overwhelmed by too much information and all the things that need doing, you end up spinning out and not doing much well. It says, we're taught that multitasking is a great skill, but often it creates more problems than ones we're trying to solve. All right, so keep that in mind, you guys. If you're trying to overdo something and you're trying to find a way out when it comes to whatever you're, being warned about here, it looks like it's just requiring you to take action. Whatever it is that you feel that you have loyalty and devotion towards. All right, that's where your wish is going to come true. I don't know, something having to do back with June's energy. All right, and the only thing that was of significance in June was where we seen Venus and Mercury move into Leo in your seventh house. All right, these are personal planets, and we've been dealing with this full moon energy in Capricorn, which has to do with the energy of the subconscious state. All right, for my spiritual people out there that do spiritual work, and you are self-expressing, especially if you do anything online. North Node energy is sitting in the third house. Third house has a lot to do with it's ruled by Gemini, right? It has a lot to do with expressing yourself out in the media, So you might find that it's frustrating right now because you have Saturn and Neptune in retrograde in your second house, where you're trying to overcome difficulties even with finances, all right, with your self-esteem, your confidence, that type of thing. And I feel like the more you take action and get through this really tough period of time, the energy will shift. That's what I feel is headed your way. Okay. Let's get a couple astral cards out here. Let's see if there's anything significant that we can look forward to that Spirit wants to point out for us Aquarians here on this channel. Interesting. I guess I was supposed to see that. As I went to go shuffle the deck, I had Gaia here and Pluto. So Gaia is more so representative of Earth energy, so staying grounded right now, touching base with Mother Nature could be of significance, while this transformation in the house of self is happening. All right. Let's take a look. Self-significance came out again. All right. So really embodying the energy of nature. All right. So if you're going through difficult times, instead of you exploding on somebody, maybe it's good to go out and take a walk, right? Get some fresh air, touch base with like putting your feet on the ground, right? Sitting beneath a tree, reading a book, just try to remain grounded overall. All right. So the 11th house, obviously Aquarius, this is going to be your house. So just making sure that you are collaborating with people that you actually resonate with. It's kind of giving me those that are going to lead you towards the future. Okay. We don't want to work backwards. We want to take action towards the near future. Yeah, it has a lot to do with the partnerships right now. So Venus and Mercury right now, and the Sun stepping into your seventh house. Partnerships where you're going to remain balanced. This could be one-on-one relationships as well. Okay. Romantically meaning. Also the house of contracts. So I don't know if you're going to be offered a collaboration here to partner with someone in business possibly. Okay. And then we've got Sirius. And Sirius is currently right now in Capricorn. Also in retrograde. All right, so as we spoke about this full moon being significant from June into July here, the 21st, Heavy focus on self-care, wellness, agriculture. I can, you know, say for myself here that I've been cooking a lot from home, all right, focusing more so on my self-care. I haven't been ordering out as much, focusing more so on my mental state, my emotional state. I wouldn't say more so physical. I haven't been working out as much, all right, as I should have, but it's because I've been heavily focused on what I've been trying to create here on this channel. Okay, so let's just see what else comes out here. Ascendant. All right, so heavy impression on the way that you present yourself out to people could be a significance right now. Your appearance, most significantly. We've been with the sun in Cancer for a while now, right? We're at the critical last degree here, and we're looking at Cancer being the sixth house where it was shining, and it had a lot to do with day-to-day routines. If it had to do with the energy of whatever you were putting hard work into, um, this could have been, you know, I don't know. I've been really focused more so on my pets as well. Like the sixth house rules pets. Okay. But health more so, mind, body, and spirit, and staying balanced is heavy of significance here. So three houses are being pointed out: first house, seventh house, 11th house. Aquarius, your 11th house is Sagittarius energy. There's nothing that's really been going on in Sag recently, besides when the moon passes through. All right. But it does require for you to collaborate. So there's a heavy pickup of energy by the end of the year. I want to say October, November, December, where we're going to see personal planets start tapping into Sagittarius energy. Okay. And we're going to see these energies are going to be out of bounds, meaning there's going to be an explosion of energy that comes through where the heavy focus is going to be in Sagittarius in your 11th house. So I feel like whatever you're doing right now, whatever you're being devoted to and loyal to and taking action and getting through this tough time, by the time we get closer and closer to the end of the year, I feel like things are going to start picking up for you. Things are going to start shifting for the better, little by little. Okay, as we experience these shifts in these moon cycles as well, within the emotional state. Let's see. All right, so your fourth house right now could be of significance. There could be people moving. All right, there's been Uranus in the fourth house for the past couple of years. I believe since 2017, 2018. I'm not too sure. But 1 second. There's been a heavy shift in the family dynamic, the roots, the foundation around your home environment. All right, so that's what I've been seeing most recently here. Uranus, and then we just had Mars move out of Taurus as well. Mars and Uranus are both, ruling planets, the fixed energy. There was a heavy pickup there. Could have been lots of tension in the home environment, lots of fighting, kind of feeling that. Here we are, I'm looking at the energy of Saturn in Leo, right? In tarot, when you look at Leo's energy, the 5, the 6, and the 7 of Wands represent Leo's energy. So here we are stepping in tomorrow to the first decan in tarot. We're going to be looking at this. New challenges, new competition, heavy, drive and remaining focused, picking your battles wisely. All right. As we're finally ending this specific chapter coming out of Cancer season. So from this card in tarot to this card in tarot, there's a shift in the energy. And typically with this energy in the Chaldean order of planets is where the sun meets the star Sirius. All right. And then there's an accelerated motion of where we need to start taking action. So there's going to be a heavy shift in the energy from tonight over into tomorrow's energy. I don't know if you guys are going to feel it, but just keep an eye out for what I just called out with the actual fourth house of home, the ascendant being your house of self. All right. The seventh house, your house of partnerships. We're going to be looking at Sirius, which is the 12th house, the energy of the subconscious, and how you're supposed to be, focusing more so on your wellness. Try to remain healthy at this time because you can get sick in the 12th house, okay? The 11th house, this could be, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes coming true. That definitely came through here with a sincere wish will be granted with this needle and thread card here. And then overall, remain grounded, all right, and tapped in with the energy of nature. And nature energy in your signs are going to be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So these are more so sitting for you in the house of water energy. All right. So the fourth house typically is ruled by Cancer and the moon. Virgo sits in the eighth house for you, which is typically ruled by Scorpio. And then we have Capricorn in the 12th house, which is typically ruled by Pisces. All right. So these are all water energies. These are going to be a heavy focus on your emotional state right now. That's going to be helping you get through this energy of the shift that we're going to see. All right. So Leo, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Let's look at these energies for you. Aries being the third house of communication. All right. Leo being the seventh house of partnership. And Sagittarius being the 11th house. So two of the fire signs also came out in your reading, which I'm seeing has a heavy emphasis on the intellectual houses. And this is where the energy should start picking up for you. All right. The North Node, once again, is where we saw the sextile tonight. So good communication coming through. If you've been working on a project, I see it. I don't know. I've been feeling like you need to gain the attention of others. How are you doing that? In your fifth house, where Mars is now, and Jupiter. There's an expansion of energy there. All right. Getting creative, finding different ways to pull people's attention in so they can really find out who you are as a person. Because Pluto is pretty much destructing to rebuild who you are, the way that you look, how you present yourself out into the world, that type of thing. All right. So the chaos is only to bring in better results in the near future. All right. Let's just get a quick spread here. Let's see what's going on in the energy for Aquarius. I felt that it was significant to pull specifically for your sign because I saw such good energy coming out for today. All right. And I definitely took most of the day to sleep and rest because I felt tired from that full moon in Capricorn. But I didn't want to miss out on these last transits of the day. All right. So, yeah, here we are at the planetary hour. Mercury, typically right after Mercury's planetary hour, we move into the hour of the moon. And the moon is right now in your sign. So, feeling more so independent, okay? Could be of significance doing something that's pretty much innovative. And once again, utilizing your emotional state to, I feel like working with Gemini, it's grabbing the attention of those you want to, pull in. Here on this channel, I've been building a specific community of people. We speak about saving symbols, and I'll go over those with you guys in a little bit before we head out. Let me get this spread out the way. With this Mars and Gemini that trined over to the energy of Pluto and retrograde in Aries. Right, so heavy on the emotional state right now, for sure, with the Ace of Cups here. This could be self-love, okay? I just got the goosebumps. All right, Three of Wands can speak about making progress. So the Three of Wands in the tarot deck represents the energy of the Sun in Aries, as I spoke about the moon that had sextiled the North Node that is in Aries. So this is what this energy looks like. It looks pretty damn good, right? Focusing on self-love, making progress in where we're supposed to be going towards our divine life purpose is North Node energy, okay? Let's see what else. Judgment, interesting, Pluto's energy. So there's a heavy energy of ascension right now. All right, speaking your truth about something is what I'm seeing overall with the Judgment card. Six of Pentacles, this is typically the energy of Taurus. All right, this is the home environment. So feeling supported, feeling balanced. All right, feeling like you're gifted at this time with specific energies in the home. All right. That moon in Taurus takes place by the end of the month. I want to say the 28th, 29th, and 30th, if I'm not mistaken. And whenever the moon is in Taurus, it's exalted. So it falls in a very good place for us because the moon is sitting in the house of home for us, typically when the moon is in Taurus. So it's a really, really good energy for us Aquarians. All right, we're looking at the 27th, the 28th, and the 29th. So this upcoming weekend from Saturday up until Monday, we're going to see the moon in Taurus in the fourth house for us. All right. I see it getting a little difficult within Tuesday through Thursday with the energy of Pisces, being that that's where Neptune and Saturn is in retrograde in the second house. All right, anytime we see those energies there, we're going to be looking at in conjunctions over to the energy of where we are with our personal planets in the seventh house. All right, so anytime the moon is 5 houses away from a specific house, like our confidence house, right? Our self-esteem house, our finance house. It brings in discord. It brings in some slight tension there. All right, so we'll see what the reading says for that energy overall. But right now, where the energy is now looks good. So let's look at the energy of possibly the middle of the week and what's happening. Yeah, see what I'm saying? There has to be some balancing of the energy coming up, having to adapt to the changes. As I see rocky waters in the background here with this energy. Okay. Could be a new opportunity that comes through overall. I see 2 aces here for you. All right, maybe there's a new opportunity for finances, which may actually work well. Let me look at the energies overall. What I see that works well. Okay. So it looks like the only thing that's positive more so is going to be the conjunction that happens with Saturn and um, the moon. Saturn brings structure, all right, into your life. Now, typically, Saturn being the ruler of Capricorn and the moon being the ruler of Cancer, when these two energies come together, there's almost a conjunction of energy that doesn't work well together. But if you utilize it and you balance it properly, is what I feel. Or you can actually come out on the other side getting a bit creative. And I'm seeing that the fourth house here is of significance. When the moon is in Pisces, I'm seeing a quintile energy over to where Uranus is in Taurus, Aquarius. And this has to do a lot with where we saw the earth energy and remaining grounded. All right, so remaining grounded overall when this conjunction happens could be of significance. Okay, with this earth element here being a heavy focus. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. It's what it's given me. This is where Saturn will conjunct, all right, with the moon in Pisces. All right, that's what I'm seeing here. It's interesting. I like it. It's a good energy. In the cups, I feel like you're gonna have like heightened intuition within these next couple days here. All right. So we're looking at Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday ingressing into the weekend, Friday and Saturday, we're going to see the moon in Aries. All right, so we'll then see the moon that's going to conjunct the North Node, where we just experienced a sextile earlier tonight. And then we're going to be seeing as well the trines, all right, that are happening with the fire elements. And that's going to be with the energy of the sun, with the moon in Aries over to the sun in Leo. All right, and we're also going to see it with Venus and Mercury. So I like this energy. By the end of the week, it'll look really good, right? Especially if you're focusing more so on partnership, if you're building from the third house, communicating something out, if you're doing a research project, that type of thing, working in the media, it's going to pick up for you by the end of the week. 25th to the 27th. 25th, I believe we have the last quarter moon. No, that's the day that, what is it? Mercury enters Virgo on the 25th, and it's domicile energy. So Mercury will be stepping into your 8th house of other people's finances. All right, so there could be some loans coming through that were unexpected, more so. That's what I'm seeing with the energy of the sextile to Uranus. So if you were moving, all right, or working from the home environment, this could be really, really good. If you communicate from home pertaining to the media, it's really looking good for you this week. All right, at the end of the week, we're looking more so at what is this? The last quarter moon that happens on the 27th, and that was going to be, or the moon will be exalted in Taurus, okay, in your fourth house. Last quarter moons ask you to make some sort of adjustments in the home environment, asks you to, I don't know if you're supposed to, have some sort of finale there. It's kind of what it's giving me. Right? But I do see squares over to both the sun in Leo and Pluto in Aquarius. So we're going to see your fourth house squaring over to your first and your seventh. And I feel like all those energies were called out recently in the astro when we pulled that. All right, so it's going to be a good week if you use creatively, a tense week if there needs to be some changes that takes place. All right. And Uranus brings in unexpected change. That's what it is. All right. So let's see. Wow. All right. So that's what I'm seeing here. It's like a heavy focus on where do you want to put your energy, Aquarius. This is you coming out in your own reading. All right. It's you coming out in your own reading. You have to show up. You have to show out. All right. Whatever you do, don't stop. Keep going and push through the tension is what I'm getting. Remain. Keep your heart open. All right. Remain focused. Be cautious moving forward. Protect your energy. Stay grounded. Okay. I feel like you're making progress and you're coming through so strong. We've got Pluto's energy here with your card. This is your energy. It's this current transit right now. All right. And if anybody was to be in the spotlight this week, it's going to be you. All right. Let's see. I feel like the energy for you is truly going to pick up by the end of the week. Okay. I'm saying it. Freedom and independence could be coming up. There could be an abundance of money that comes through for you. All right. This is the energy of Venus and Virgo typically. All right. Venus won't be entering Virgo up until August. All right, let's take a look at what date that is. I believe I've called this out multiple times. Venus and Virgo steps in on the 24th, and it will be there for a very short period of time. I'm sorry, no, it happens on the 4th of August. All right, so from the 4th of August to when Venus moves into its domicile energy in Libra on the 29th. So you're going to have probably like a good 3 to 4 weeks with this energy being there for you to get really attached to the energy of feeling like you're free, financially abundant, providing for yourself type of energy, like you're not needing anybody to provide for you. Whatever you were waiting on, maybe finally coming in for you. It's kind of what I'm getting. All right. If you were waiting to feel, that you were needing to be reciprocated in any way when it comes to your finances, that could be of significance. And we're looking at Venus being in your 8th house, opposing Saturn and Neptune being in your 2nd house, right? We're looking at Venus and Pisces in opposition. Anytime Venus is opposing its energy, Venus being in Virgo is actually good for us. Why? Because Venus rules the 2nd house, all right? And we have Pisces there, which Venus in Pisces, it's exalted. So it means that this is a good time for you to reap in some sort of abundance, all right? Whatever hard work you've been putting in, you're finally being able to see something come full circle. Well, not full circle, but it's coming back around for you in a good way. All right. See what I'm saying? It's coming. If you've been waiting, it's coming. All right. I don't know how else to say it. Yeah, it's coming. All right. Things will start picking up. It will start accelerating quickly. I don't know. Once again, whatever you do, see what I'm saying? If you're your own boss, all right, you could finally see something come full circle for you here. Starts coming around in a positive way for you. Accelerating very quickly. I feel like you step back into your confidence, you start gaining your power back, you start noticing where it is that you want to see expansion and growth, all right? And that's where it's going to happen for you pertaining to where the transits are happening, all right? Let's get some more out of the tea leaf here, and then I'll read those Sabian symbols. All right, so this one's going to be more so like a sneak peek. I will come back in August and tap into the all signs for August's energy. I just felt that I needed to pull for Aquarius, or pertaining to what I was reading in the astrology for today. It looks pretty damn good. So, let's see. It's kind of giving me you're getting the key to something. Finally, the key for me represents Chiron's energy, and it's in Aries. All right, so if you've been focusing more so on the healing, we're going to see that sextile energy tomorrow. There's a successful outcome to whatever problem you may have here. This lightning energy, it says control your anger or you will be sorry. Interesting, because I feel like you are the energy of lightning, Aquarius. Okay, firecracker. Something's coming through very fast at the speed of light is what I'm getting here. When we see firecracker, I'm thinking of the fire signs. All right, there's a successful outcome coming when you're supposed to be heading in this direction and you're taking action. Just remain calm and grounded, not so much in your anger. Very hard for me to say because, us Aquarians, I feel we are very rebellious at times and we can just kind of like hit that spark every now and then. But looks pretty damn good. I like it. Let's get one more out here. Situations in the balance that require careful handling. That's what it says. All right. There could be a lot of reflecting you need to do. Anytime I see the grasshopper, kind of camouflaging into the energy of grass, it's kind of giving me like having a reflection of self and remaining grounded overall. Okay. Let's get one more out of the guides here. Feel a heavy shift coming for us, Aquarian. Death proclaims life. That's that Pluto energy, that transformation energy that's happening. All right. It says natural endings and grief, letting go, and the sacred quality of death. Number 21, it's giving me the World card. Okay. World card, once again, is fixed energy. All right. Let's see. Key concepts here: natural endings, grief, letting go, the attributes of emptiness, saying goodbye with blessings, the sacred quality of death. It says there are always endings in life, some expected and prepared for, others not. It's the price of existence on earth to be full and then empty, to flourish and then decay, to be born and then die. We live and we love fully and freely until our bodies are no longer able to support our life force energy. Then we move on to another type of life in the invisible realms, returning to source. Our journey on earth is done. Okay. I know Pluto is supposed to be the epitome of death. It is. All right. So don't be afraid. I'm not saying you're going to die this week, but there is a transformation in energy for Aquarians right now. Okay. Let's see. It's important to honor and bless the endings in your situation now. Let go so you can grieve in the temporary emptiness. It's okay to feel vulnerable and sad, or even relieved and glad. Some things, situations, and relationships are not meant to last, but that doesn't diminish any of the gifts you were shared or that you've shared as a result of coming together. The good news is that letting what no longer serves you die and acknowledge it, it also is an invitation to be reborn. Soon, what must be empty will be refilled, and the taste will be even sweeter. Surrender your resistance and accept this beautiful gift. So, once again, we saw the energy of the squares being from your first house, your fourth house, and your seventh house. There could be an ending in a home environment, there could be an ending in a relationship. Some of us out there may pass away. We don't know what's going to happen, you guys. I'm just being honest in what I see here. All right. So I feel like Spirit is saying there's going to be either an ending to how you presented yourself from the past to what you are now, moving forward. There's going to be an ending to, those that you may have shared a home with, and you may move forward. There may be an ending and or a new beginning in a relationship, a partnership in business. Could be romantic, could be with friendships. I don't know. Could be anything. All right. So just keep your eyes peeled and open for what's to come. Try not to fight and be stubborn about it. Okay. Because Uranus is obviously in the house of home. It has a lot to do with the changes that are happening within the emotional self as well. Fourth house is how you're doing the inner healing. All right. Let's take a look at the Sabian symbols I was speaking about. All right. So let's take a look here. All right, so Pluto, where it is retrograde right now, and where Mars and Gemini is right now with this trine happening in intellectual signs. All right, Aquarius at the first degree. All right, It looks like it speaks about lasting values. So what do you find valuable? Now, the second house has a lot to do with your values. It has to do with your self-love, right? Your confidence, your finances, whatever it may be. But when we speak about values, what we value right now is spirituality. Why? Because that's where Neptune and Saturn is. So Saturn being Aquarius is ruler, all right, co-ruling obviously with Uranus's energy. It has a lot to do with being spiritually inclined right now. Okay. This one says some aspects of life are more important than others, and we build lasting forms for those that we want to outlive us. This is building structures of survival with your group. Did we not see the 11th house come out? That speaks about groups and members of your community, right? Those that you collaborate with. That could be an ending as well. I'm not sure. All right, let's see. It says major works require group endeavor, and so we know that such works are emblematic of their times. Thousands of years ago, Stone Age man created features that were very difficult to make stone circles and Stonehenge, for example, that were very clearly used for worship and ceremony. And they show that the aspect of life was very important indeed to them. Adobe missions similarly took great effort to place in the wild territory of California's early period, and collectively they took on the dual function of survival and worship. We might ask ourselves, does our own set of values motivate us powerfully enough to create something sufficiently lasting that it outlives us? So, what are you creating? Is it going to be something that you can leave behind? Here is where I feel the media is going to be of significance because those that are creating channels right now, they're going to be everlasting. The internet goes on and on and on and on. Is that why we see the world card? That's what I was getting from the 21st card in this deck. Okay, the world card, the death and the rebirth. All right, so maybe what the internet looks like right now is changing as well. Pluto's there transforming it. All right, Aquarius, you're being innovative at this time. You could be the change of what the future looks like. All right, this one more so speaks about the energy of durability. It says standing up for our lifestyle deepens our character and inspires us as a faith that we belong. All right, or in the faith that we belong. Now let's look at Mars in Gemini, which typically Mars is not comfortable there. All right, Mars is comfortable in Aries and or comfortable in Capricorn. All right. Um, where Mars being in Gemini, this can be a heavy pickup of energy where we're like researching many things, having lots of conversation. Could definitely be tense arguments and things like that. All right. So let's look at the first degree of Gemini. All right, so this one says discovering new dimensions. So the unconscious mind holds as many secrets as the ocean depths, which can be revealed to one who inquires, uncovering a new dimension of life. So I told you guys the subconscious state is going to be of significance. Why? Because this is where we are seeing the fourth house, which is Taurus for us. All right, Virgo being the eighth house and Capricorn being the 12th. Right now, Virgo energy is where Juno, the asteroid of marriage and partnerships and bonding is. That being in the eighth house is of what? It's of transformation, typically ruled by Mars and Pluto. Okay. We're also looking at the energy of Uranus, all right, typically the ruler of Aquarius, being at its fall in the fourth house, having a lot to do with how are we changing and dealing with our emotional state. And then Capricorn is where Pluto's getting ready to step back in September to transform that energy and how we utilize the subconscious state. All right, so once again, it says the unconscious mind holds as many secrets as the ocean depths, which can be revealed to one who inquires, uncovering a new dimension of life. It says, there exist vast oceans of reality of which we remain almost entirely unconscious and yet can sometimes glimpse with peripheral or dimmed vision. To the curious, this first foggy awareness triggers excitement and wonder, and even a hint that we would get closer if we surrendered to the safety of our secure little ego. So what is Leo's energy? It's heavy in pride and ego. Why? Because we want to be seen by something. Leo in our chart is going to be the attention of our partners, okay? Those that we are obviously very close to, okay? So as the first to the sixth house has a lot to do with our inner healing and our workings, from the 7th to the 12th house, it has to do with other people around us. All right. So there's going to be this shift in the energy with us stepping here into Leo season. And it could have a lot to do with us Aquarians being very rebellious. And this is how I want things. And this is how I'm used to seeing them. And I'm very independent. And I move forward. And I'm truthful in what I say. And I'm loyal and I'm dedicated. And these are all things that all fixed signs are. But we can definitely move forward in the energy of ego by not allowing those that want to come in either and help us and support us and be on our path with us. Why? Because we are so independently drawn to what we do, we don't want to let others in. And maybe right now is the time that we need to give that up and start stepping out of the energy of the subconscious mind and learning how to get back out there and socialize more even. All right, so Mars being and Jupiter being in Gemini, it is the energy of sociability. All right, in the media, get yourself out there, start a channel, get creative, do something utilizing the energy of your imagination, and whatever it is, get curious about it and push forward. All right, it says inquisitiveness keeps us prepared for the unannounced calls of fate, so we not just see the wheel of fortune come out. There's a heavy abundance of energy that can be reaped right now by the amount of work that we can put in. All right, Vesta's currently in Leo as well. Vesta's the asteroid of spirituality, and where we were meant to be sacrificing and devoting our times to whatever sparks us from within and whatever makes us feel at home within our emotional state. And that is in the sign of Leo, or partnerships. And this can be where we have a contract with spirit. Why? Because Saturn is bringing structure into what we value. Pisces energy is what? It's the energy of love, all right, compassion, being vulnerable with others, that type of thing, all right? So that's what I have for you guys tonight. I'm going to pull a crystal so I can end this reading. And if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel and you like the way that I read, I speak here about Sabian symbols, which are symbols that represent every 30 degree in every sign. All right. So anytime that I'm speaking about astrology and I see a specific transit that takes place, what the Sabian symbol represents is there was an astrologer that worked with a psychic, and they worked together to understand every degree in every sign. And anytime we see the transits, I normally see if there's a conjunction, or if there's a sextile, if there is, let's say, a square or an opposition. All right. I typically look at those energies and how we are working with them from day to day. Okay. And how they're shifting for us and what the focus may be pertaining to your specific chart. All right. So I typically in the beginning of the month do an all signs reading. I'm going to start getting a little bit more tapped in with my community chats. I don't know if you guys are already subscribed, but I typically do community chats now. I definitely do energy check-in. I do love readings. All right, so a lot of my readings are a little bit different. I'm going to be honest, all right, because I'm very straightforward in what I say and what I do. All right, so if you like the way I read, then tap the subscribe, hit the like button. And I typically post every day. I try to, at least. All right, to give you guys content that you can continuously come back to. All right, let's take a look here. What is the crystal for this specific reading? All right, so we have emerald. I said earlier I was feeling heavy on the heart chakra, and this is the energy of green. Emerald is the stone that represents Taurus's energy, so I feel like there's a heavy focus on the home environment this week. All right, it says giving and receiving love, opening your heart to friendships, and embracing unity. Number 22. 22 is also a master number. It speaks about you co-creating with the universe. All right. It says emerald is a heart-healing stone that carries the energy of universal love. Meditation with the stone opens the heart and soothes it, allowing releases of blockages brought about by painful emotions. It teaches love and compassion and asks that we carry these qualities out into the world and to share it with others. Okay. So let's look at the relationship message in this deck. I feel that this is going to be significant for us Aquarians having the house of home and the house of relationship squaring this week. All right. So it says love is meant to flow through you from within and without, cleansing your energy field so that you can feel your soul's worth and know that you are always loved. Love may not be coming to you right now in the form that you prefer, but don't overlook its presence. Express love towards yourself and others. And remember, loving your neighbor means starting at home with self-love. So I feel like there is a heavy focus on self-love right now. Okay. Now is the time to set aside the obstacles that block you from receiving, experiencing, and expressing love, and simply be the love that you want to see in the world and in your life. Trust that when you open to love, love partnerships are possible to help you heal your old wounds. And again, the the North Node and Chiron are working together in Aries right now. So you could have wounds when it pertains to siblings, cousins, neighbors. This could be in your local community, even where you're trying to heal from, say, you've been maturing, right? We did see Saturn that was in Aquarius, in its own energy, brought a sense of maturity over the past couple years. And now we have Pluto here that is destructing who we are as a person and putting us back out there as someone new. I can say that there's been really difficulties with my siblings. All right, so this is something that you could be dealing with. There could be a change in community and where you want to see from your old environment to something new that fits, who you are as a person today. So it could be very significant, a change in energy. All right, let's look at the prosperity message here too, because once again, I'm seeing where Mars and Pluto in this specific reading is working well, and these two planets being the ruler of Scorpio in your 10th house. Let's look at where you are pertaining to your career and where you're building. All right, long-term stability. It says love and prosperity may seem to be two very different things to you, but Emerald Spirit message is that the conscious universe, both are your natural birthright, and one can support the other. In all your business and financial dealings today, ask yourself, what would you love to do? And let your loving heart guide you to be self-loving and loving towards others. Love means respecting what people offer with good intentions. It means giving to others without fear that you won't get the same in return on investment in the same exact amount or the form that you hoped for. Love and prosperity flow among all of us, and today you are called to align with that flow. So, Aquarius, where we are right now pertaining to our energy, I would say there's a heavy emphasis on us moving forward in the spiritual world. So, what we look like right now may not be what everyone else is into, but look at it in the long term. Whatever you put into the spirituality right now, and you help uplift those in your community of people, of whoever it is that you attract, imagine how this is going to come in the near future, whether you're getting it now or later. It could be coming in the, flow of not just financially, but in the energy of abundance and love that you're reaping around you that you've been missing for so long. All right. So if you focus on that self-love and you're able to give out to others, and this is what you're going to be, you know, in the energy of giving and receiving with. All right. I love you guys. I'm leaving the reading there.